Well, as we still recover here from what was a huge windstorm that brought winds ranging up to 158 kilometers an hour, a few gusts in a few places were reported at 180, I'm glad to be getting back to doing a little bit of Transformers Titans Return Wave 3 coverage. I got 6-shot a long time ago, end of 2016, and I think I might have looked at him in episode around 218, and I got the deluxes in early January of 2017, and I think I looked at them at around episodes 224, 25, 26, around that area. It is several months later. We're still waiting on Legends as of this recording, but we finally got the Wave 3 Titan Masters, and because I was sort of down and I'm trying to kind of catch up with these because of the windstorm that knocked out power in places for up to 36 hours. It was rough, folks. I thought that I would take this opportunity, and because I've got the bots, I thought I would do a 2-for-1 this time. So we're going to look at Overboard, and we're going to look at Fangry in the latest GotBot True review. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, and me everywhere. Have a look at Universal Collision. The newest episode goes up this Thursday, where the Primes finally face off against the Megatrons. And if you don't know why I'm making those plural, hey, check it out for yourself and you'll see what I mean as the story progresses. First things first, I want to give a shout out to all of the city workers and the people that work, for the power company and whatnot. They have been out around the clock trying to repair damage from the storm, restore power, restore street lights. It's been quite a mess, and they are to be commended, and I don't think they get the appreciation that they deserve nearly enough for the work that they do, especially in some of the worst conditions. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's take a look at these guys. I'm going to get Overboard out of the way first because he is just a reuse of the Crash Bash mold, a reuse of the Clobber mold, but I think that this one works the absolute best for it. Again, we have the little dragony mode. There are a couple of pegs back here that the Titan Master feet can go over. He's solid once he's on there. This is a fine mode. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not the star of the show. The colors, first of all, for Overboard, who is a representation of the G1 character of Overkill, who was a one of the mini cassettes for Soundwave. The colors, the paint scheme is perfect. It's a 10. Again, if we take this guy off and we'll move this to the side, exact same as everybody else. He is not pinned at the hips. The Autobots are, the Decepticons aren't. Weird. I don't know why that would be. Exact same movement. He's about a 2. We can put that down. We can fold this over and we get this head. Exact same head as Crash Bash, and it's just painted a little bit. See if I can paint it a little bit different, but it's the exact same head. I kind of don't care. I don't plan to ever use it as a head. It could probably work okay with Trigger Happy's body, maybe. Maybe it could work okay there. So, taking that out of it, and I'm just going to get him sort of set up and laid right there for now, and bringing this thing back in. Again, it's the dragon mode thingy, whatever. It is what it is. No big deal. I think the real star of this is what is about to come. There is a rectangle down here. That's what the head will go in. And You slide the head in there, if I can do it. There you go. The arms should be facing toward these wing pieces, because these wing pieces are going to come down around and really form the body of the dino mode. So we'll bring that down, and we'll bring that, if it wants to go around like that. Ooh, and I just pulled the head out. There. We turn him and we bend the legs like that. Bend the head forward. The other head kind of goes back to become a tail, and we just flip the legs down. And here's the real star mode for this figure. It's pretty much perfect for Overboard. It works. It works really, really well. You know, he's supposed to be a mini cassette. In fact, I believe it's even been stated that when he transforms from cassette, sometimes the mechanisms that allow him to mass shift don't work right, and he stays as a diminutive dinosaur a lot of the time. Here he is with, you know, Ravage, who I looked at in episode 143, I do believe. You know, they scale pretty well, I think, together. I think that makes pretty good sense. Laserbeak, who I looked at in episode 142. Maybe over here. Let's back this up a bit. And Rumble, who I looked at in episode 144. Of course, I call him Frenzy personally for my taste. I really hope we get the blue repaint at some juncture. But, like, you know, he fits in respectably well with these guys. I could see him as a minion of Soundwave. I'm cool with it. And last but not least for this guy, by the way, the articulation in this mode, I mean, you know, the legs can move. The arms don't really move. The jaw can move a little bit, but it's very, very limited articulation, and understandably so. To go to his weapon mode, basically you take these legs and there's a peg on either side. They come down, they peg in, that head flips up, like the whole tail, I guess, flips up, the handle comes down, and this is what you get. You know, it's a little 2-barrel blaster. It's okay, whatever. Again, I don't care about this. I care about that dino mode, and that's pretty much all that I care about with this guy. It's the whole reason I wanted him. But the transformation is quick, easy. Kids can enjoy it. He's a fun little dino. I'm going to give the transformation, because it is really so easy in all modes and very little to do, which is great for such a little figure. I'm going to give his transformation an 8. I'm going to give his paint a 10. His articulation, okay, that's probably a 2 again. But I really feel like that if you're going to have one version of this mold, I think this is the one that makes the most sense. I don't think that the Grimlock version makes any sense whatsoever. I don't really dig the version used for Crash Bash, I believe the squeeze play. I can kind of see it. It's okay. It's all right. I do like the purple and the gray there, but I feel like that this is the character that this mold was really intended for. Love the little Decepticon symbol up on his head. I think that's fantastic. Love it. So I'm a big fan of this guy. Really happy to add him to my collection. Overall score that I'm going to give him is going to be about, because the articulation is limited, it's going to be about an 8 for what it is. I know that there are people that are going to score him less, but I just really wanted a version of him. In fact, I kind of dig him so much, I really wouldn't mind having Slugfest as well. The little Stegosaurus cassette. I think that'd be great, even though these guys only showed up, from my recollection, in the episode Call of the Primitives, and I don't think they were ever heard from again, at least not in the cartoon. So taking him out of it. we bring in the other new mold, fun mold, Fangry. He will be up next. And of course here's his little head. So we'll take Fangry's form out of it there for a moment. He is pinned at the hips. Exact same movement with the hips forward, the knees can bend, ball jointed arms and head. No paint again. Are we shocked? Probably not by now. You put that down, you fold it over, and hey, we have a version of Skull Cruncher, or Skull Smasher if you will. A little green around the gills, but I kind of like the green that's on the face. It makes it stand out and it looks kind of cool in my opinion. So leaving him like this, actually we're going to bring the body in. This is the way it came in the package, and there is some gappage down here in the body, but that's because of how you store our little Titan Master. So you pick this whole section here up. You take the wings forward, you pick this whole section up, and you're going to take the Titan Master and you're going to slide it in. Now you're supposed to do it of course with the feet facing out toward the front of the body. If you really wanted to, you could do it the other way and have the green face facing out and becoming his belly, which would be kind of weird. But I mean, you could, you know, if you really wanted to, you could kind of do it this way. That looks strange, but that's not what it's intended for. It's intended that you keep them in head mode and you slide them in. Now mine, when I slide them in, wants to naturally stop right there. But the little tab that you have behind his feet where they're connected together should actually come up farther. So when you think that you've got them in all the way, you really need to kind of push them forward a bit more. You might even have to finagle those feet a little bit. Now how do I know I had to do that and keep pushing? Because this whole head with this peg on it should be able to come down flat on his back, and it wasn't coming down flat on his back. We put the wings back here, and now Fangry has a belly. Again, like Ape Face, I wish that we had gotten a full-size version of this. I really do. I think it looks cool, but again, it's a bit too diminutive. I'd love to have a full-size version of this. That being said, articulation of the head, I guess it can go forward and back a little bit. The arms can go forward and back, not out to the side. The wings can flap a little bit. The legs are on one piece, they can go forward and back. The tail moves. So actually this guy has a nice bit of articulation and stands well because of that tail section. I'm going to actually give his articulation about a 6 for what it is. It's actually surprisingly well done. To go into, what mode will we do next? I guess we'll do his weapon mode next, his blaster mode. Why not? Because it's so very easy. You take the head and you bring it all the way forward so it's looking forward. You flip the wings up on the side. You make sure that that's down and you straighten out the tail. And now he is a little 3-barrel blaster. And I'll take this back a bit so you can see better. Little 3-barrel blaster with a wolf head. I mean, that's kind of a tough blaster. You know, if I can do it. Here he is in Trigger Happy's hand, right? So you can see how he works as a, you know, as a targety master type of thing. Taking that out of it, if I can get it out. Tight peg, really tight peg. Once somebody is holding him, he is not going to move. Actually. Look what I did. Look what I did trying to get it out of the peg. Out comes Trigger Happy's hand. So, you know, beware that he's probably going to be pretty tight on a figure's hand. Now, of course, he does have one more mode. And how do we get to that? Well, first things first, we kind of pick up the wolf head and pick up the head on the back, and bring, with the wings kept forward, we push the Titan Master out. Next, you take the wolf head and you bring it all the way down to the body. You can bring those wings up. You can bring these paws forward. Love the Decepticon symbol here on his arm. Back legs down. He has this one here, nice paint detail in the eyes and on the neck, the throat. He even has a little, I guess it's a cannon on his throat. You know, so that's kind of cool. Now, how do you integrate the Titan Master here? Okay, I was just trying to figure out how I could explain this to you well. Okay, so he sits, there's little divots, I guess, here in the wings. And he sits there and he's not going to be very tight when he sits there. But down in the wolf head, there's actually a space under the chin. There's a little notch under the chin. And his feet can actually kind of peg into that little notch. Because if you just sit him on the wings, he's going to shake all about. It's not secure. So you really want to kind of get him set on the wings and then bring the wolf head up. So get him set first, then bring the wolf head up. And when you do that, let me straighten these legs back down. When you do that, he's actually really solid, but you got to seat him first, then you got to bring the wolf head up, and it'll kind of go on over that peg, I guess we'll call it, on the back of the feet. And this is his other mode, a flying dragon, I guess. None of his modes are hard to get into at all. His transformation is quick, fun. The Scraplets have been playing with him. They really dig him, really love him. He can kind of serve as a full figure because of the way the head integrates, and I think it's genius the way the head integrates and becomes kind of the torso of the body. Again, I feel like this hasn't really been my line through Wave 1 and Wave 2, but I feel like Wave 3 is pretty good because Leon makes great sense. I think that Overboard is pretty fantastic. This guy's diminutive, but like Apeface, he's fun. And overall, I'm going to give him about a 6, maybe, for what it is. The only problem is, it should be bigger. It should be a deluxe size figure. No doubt, in my mind. But hey, if you dig this line, I think you're going to dig this guy. He's pretty fun in all of his modes. And sort of works in all of them. Granted, the blaster mode is a little iffy, but come on. A 3-barrel blaster with a wolf head staring at you? That's just asking for trouble. Anyway, both of these guys, both of the Decepticons of this wave, I think that they're pretty great. I really do think that they're pretty great. We have about an 8 for Overboard. We have about a 6 for Fangry. I'm probably even being a little bit harsh on Fangry, and probably a little bit easy on Overboard. But if you haven't gotten any of these Titan Masters, these might be 2 that are worth grabbing. And I dig Leon too. Tiro, Anyway, that's it. You know that I appreciate you giving me some of your valuable time and dropping by, and I look forward to when we have another visit right here inside the videos.